If Madara Uchiha in his prime entered the Demon Slayer world, how many moves would he need to tear Muzan apart? I transmigrated into Demon Slayer as a low-ranking Demon Slayer Corps member. Just as Kaigaku was about to bully me to death, I awakened the Madara Uchiha roleplay template. Would you like to dance too? During the Infinity Castle battle, Muzan knelt on the spot as he stared at the hundreds of meters tall Susanoo and the reanimated Yoriichi Tsugikuni. Is this the power of a god? At that moment, I snapped my eyes open in a Japanese-style room, blood gushing from my chest. As the original owner's memories flooded in, I realized I had transmigrated into a Demon Slayer. And to make matters worse, I was a loser who couldn't even use breathing styles. The injury was caused by Kaigaku, who took his anger out on me after being mocked by others for his poor performance. Suddenly, a holographic panel popped up. Omniverse roleplay system activated. Drawing character. Congratulations, host. You have drawn Madara Uchiha. The higher the roleplay progress, the closer your power will be to his. Current progress. 0.1%. As the system's voice faded, I rubbed my itchy eyes. When I opened them again, they had turned scarlet, with a single black tomo spinning slowly inside. Starting off with a one tomo Sharingan, as I muttered to myself, I realized that not only my eyes but my entire body had changed significantly. It wasn't a physical change in size, but an internal transformation. Is this the Uchiha-style taijutsu enhancement? Plus, the wound on my chest had completely healed. With the one tomo Sharingan and this new body, I wonder if I can take down Kaigaku. Just as I was thinking, Kaigaku's angry voice echoed from the courtyard. Shai, get out here! I walked into the yard and frowned at the sight of Kaigaku and Shinya, the member in charge of evaluations. What's going on? Why are they coming to me? Seeing me, Kaigaku pulled out a crumpled piece of paper and began to read. Observation shows that Mizunoto rank member Shi is slow in breathing style training and has failed 2 evaluations. Considering his current strength and safety, member Shai is hereby dismissed. After reading, Kaigaku sneered and threw the paper at my feet, as if his anger had been vented. As long as I was kicked out, he wouldn't have to apologize for hurting me today, and he could even beat me up one last time. After some thought, Kaigaku teamed up with Shinya to hatch this plan. Shinya was hesitant at first, but eventually agreed. After all, my situation was clear. It wasn't worth offending a talented guy like Kaigaku for my sake. I just nodded calmly and said, I understand. Then, I turned around and headed back to my room. Now that I can roleplay as Madara, who needs breathing styles? Getting kicked out of the Demon Slayer Corps is fine. Roleplaying as Madara is the priority, and he wouldn't care for these rules anyway. Roleplay progress at 0.5%. Looking at the system panel and the power surging within me, I smirked. It went up by 0.4%. That wasn't so hard. My indifference stunned Kaigaku. Why was I so calm? Did I even understand what being expelled meant? With that thought, Kaigaku stepped in front of me. Get out of the Demon Slayer Corps by tonight. I stopped and looked at him coldly. Move. What did you say? Seeing he wouldn't budge, I didn't waste any more words and walked straight toward my room. Furious, Kaigaku swung his hand at me. Before he could touch me, I grabbed his hand with immense force and slapped him hard across the face. Kaigaku was livid. You loser, how dare you hit me? He reached for his wooden sword, but before he could draw it, I kicked him to the ground. I looked down at him, my scarlet single tomo Sharingan staring coldly, as if he were nothing but an ant. Get lost or I'll break your arm! The threat snapped Kaigaku out of his blind rage. Was this really the same weakling from this morning? He couldn't even use breathing styles back then. What happened? I had suppressed him before he could even see my movements. Stunned, Kaigaku looked up for an explanation, but only saw me walking away. He clenched his fists, snorted, and turned to leave. Shinya didn't care about Kaigaku anymore. He was frowning, replaying my moves in his head. As a Mizunoto rank member who tests breathing styles, he thought he knew them all, but he couldn't see a trace of any style in my movements. There were only 2 possibilities. Either I created a new style, or that power was entirely my own. Shinya felt a pang of regret. He didn't want to offend Kaigaku, but he might have just pushed away a hidden talent. He hesitated in the courtyard for a moment, then decided to leave. Forget it. Since I chose Kaigaku's side, I shouldn't waver. Isshiya might be talented, but I know who holds the real power in the Corps. Back in my room, I started thinking. With my current strength, using the body flicker technique to handle Kaigaku is easy. But dealing with someone like Shinya, who was watching from the door, would be a bit more challenging. But with this roleplay system now, I should set my sights higher. In the Demon Slayer world, Muzan is the ultimate threat. Once Muzan is gone, no one else poses a real danger to me. As long as my roleplay progress speeds up, taking him down is just a matter of time. But I'm still a bit lost on how to actually boost that progress. The system says the more I act like the character, the higher the progress. But it doesn't give a clear definition of what that really entails. It reminds me of Madara's iconic line, so I awkwardly mutter, Do you wish to dance as well? Madara made it sound so badass, so why does it sound so off when I say it? Looking at the stagnant progress bar, I rub my nose. It's not as easy as I thought. I guess I need to say it in the right context. To find the right context, I need combat, so I'll have to go hunt for demons. Just as I plan to hunt for demons, I realize that at this point, Sanemi and the others aren't Hashira yet, and Muzan isn't very active. After some thought, I decide my first target, the snake demon in Obanai's clan. Kyojuro isn't the flame Hashira yet. His father, Shinjuro Rengoku, holds the title. I haven't heard that Kyojuro rescued Obanai, meaning he's still trapped and the snake demon is still alive. I chose this demon because its strength is just right. Not too weak, but not as strong as a lower moon. It has a blood demon art, but it shouldn't be too powerful since Kyojuro took it out with 1 strike in the original story. The next morning, I pack a light bag and walk out of the Demon Slayer Corps headquarters without looking back. No more rules, no more cold stares from others. The air of freedom smells so good. 7 hours later, my train arrives at Hachijo Island, home of the Iguro clan. The station is empty, and the few passengers who got off with me hurry away, heads down as if avoiding a plague. A dirty, scrawny little boy timidly approaches. Sir, is this your first time on Hachijo Island? Do you need a guide? Just as I'm about to nod, a young woman with a cold, snake-like gaze cuts in. Sir, let me do it. What would a little beggar like him know? As she speaks, her viper-like eyes scan me up and down with pure greed. What a handsome face. If I offer this to the snake demon, he'll surely reward me handsomely. The boy freezes, feeling like he's fallen into an ice pit under her gaze. He knows all too well how terrifying the Iguro clan is, so he lowers his head, ready to run. But the next second, a breeze blows, and the smile on the woman's face instantly freezes. I vanished from right in front of him, and as he whipped his head around, he was shocked to see me standing firmly before the boy. Fine, you'll do. The boy looked terrified. I don't know the way. You should ask him instead. Seeing this, the woman crossed her arms and let out a malicious sneer. However, I didn't even glance at her, just looked down at the boy with a flash of blood-red demonic intensity in my eyes. Don't be afraid, I've got your back no matter what happens. Hearing my words, the woman stopped pestering us and turned to leave. Seeing the woman from the Ichikuro family leave, the boy looked up and gave a bitter smile. Now that we've truly crossed the Ichikuro family, with their influence on Hachijo Island, it wouldn't take them any effort to finish me off. Soon, the boy led me to the streets, and through our conversation, I learned the truth about this island. For 300 years, the Ichikuro family has kept a child-eating snake demon to wipe out anyone who opposes them, turning Hachijo Island into their own private slaughterhouse. The closer we got to the center of the island, the more luxurious the buildings became, but the sickening stench of blood in the air grew even stronger. My eyes narrowed, and a cold, cruel smirk tugged at the corner of my mouth. Map memorized. Now it's time for Madara's hunt to begin. Meanwhile, at the Demon Slayer Corps headquarters, a pair of fiery golden eyes snapped open. Feeding on children for 200 or 300 years. Former Flame Hashira Shinjuro Rengoku slammed his hand on the table. Book me a ticket to Hachijo Island immediately. I'll go and slay that beast myself. In the deepest, most luxurious room of the Ichikuro estate, Miki, the woman who tried to lure me at the station, was kneeling on the floor. She was fawning over an old woman dripping in jewels. Auntie, I saw a prime specimen at the station today, about 16 or 17 and incredibly handsome. The snake demon will surely be pleased. The old woman's face darkened, ready to scold her for trying to pass off a 16-year-old boy. But the next second, the entire room began to shake violently. Countless thick, pale snakes poured out like a tide from the ceiling cracks, floorboards, and shadows in the corners. Then, a delicate female voice drifted from behind the room's screen. Incredibly handsome? Now I'm curious, bring him to me. I want to see just how good-looking he is to have you so captivated. A flicker of delight crossed Mickey's face. It seemed the snake demon wasn't only interested in young children. With that thought, she headed out to the courtyard. By now, I had finished a full meal with Rin, and as we stepped out, the sky was already growing dark. I don't know the snake ghost's true strength yet, so I can't strike first. I have to wait for the right moment. I embarrassed that woman this afternoon, so she'll likely come looking for me soon. I can use her to test the snake ghost's power and boost my roleplay progress at the same time. Lin rubbed his hands nervously. Sir, it's getting dark. Should I find you a place to stay? I didn't stop, my eyes scanning the area casually while locking onto a few suspicious shadows at the corner. I then deliberately led Lin into a deserted dead-end alley. No rush. Our guests are already here. As I spoke, a sickening sneer echoed from the alley entrance. Mickey appeared before me, flanked by a few thugs from the Ichikuro family.